Live. You're live.
Oh, here we go. Okay. What's up, guys? I'm just sitting here with a roommate of mine, good friend of mine, and we were starting to talk about how you're gonna be starting a band soon.
Yes,
Yeah, so
it's gonna happen.
so you're gonna start a band soon, because you've been getting really into guitar lately.
Mm-hmm.
But before we moved in here, how into it were you?
Not really that much.
But you had the guitar,
Yeah, exactly.
so you would just play like a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, like, just here and there.
Okay, nice. And you're pumped up about starting the band. And the reason why I wanted to record this and talk to him about it here on YouTube Live is because I'm a firm believer that one of the massive missing pieces to a lot of guys, I don't even want to say missing component to your game, but more like a missing component to a lot of guys' lives is this lack of passion, right? So that's what I'm calling inner core, or what did I call the title? Inner game core concept number 1 is this idea of not being passionate about anything. And I remember being younger and not really feeling too passionate about anything. You know what I mean? I think maybe when I was in high school, I was very passionate about concerts. I loved going to concerts and stuff like that. And, you know, I don't think your passion necessarily has to be something that you end up turning into your living. So a lot of guys might be watching this and think of me and be like, oh, like your passion is game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's true, like 100%, but I'm not even saying that you have to find something passionate about and then turn that into your career. This isn't like a Gary Vaynerchuk type video or something like that. This is just more about having something that you're going to talk to a girl about that she can see that you are passionate about. You know what I mean? Because I talk to girls about a lot of different things where I am just really, you can tell by my range of expression that I'm like really into it, or, you know, that I love this fucking band. Like, that's something I talk about Engage, because I have like a 40-minute speech in Engage, like a course on how to be a more interesting speaker. And so I talk about the difference between, yeah, me and my buddy went to New York and we went and we saw Brand New and it was really cool. It was super fun. And yeah, we went to New York, we saw Brand New. It was fucking awesome. Like, you should have seen it. There was 1,000 people, like, right up in the front row. So with you, with the music thing, it's going to help your game because, one, you've got, like, this thing outside of game that, like, you sort of receive a lot of, like, your inner fulfillment from. But then also you're going to be, like, talking to chicks about the music and shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I like this band and I do this.
Yeah.
It's just like having a hobby or a passion, like you're saying.
Yeah. And the band, too, like, that's going to turn into, like, your thing.
Yeah, it's like your version of a business, but mine's the band.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, you just talk about that, and that itself, it's like your baby.
Your baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually like that idea.
It's like,
I never thought of it like that.
Because look at one of, like, the worst traits of a relationship. In my opinion, one of the worst parts of a relationship is when the people become each other's world.
I was gonna say no sex, but yeah, that's
No sex. But that's what causes the no sex, right?
Right.
Like them becoming a part of each other's world. Or not a part, I'm sorry. They become each other's world. Like, I was in a relationship like that. Like, a lot of people on the videos and stuff, like, my relationship that I had that was, like, about a 2-year relationship.
Oh, yeah.
For a long time there, me and that girl, like, we didn't really have anything else going on other than each other. She had just...
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So you almost get, like, too much of each other, but there's other things, too. That's not just that.
Like, my highlight would be, like, hanging out with her.
Yeah.
I wasn't podcasting yet. I wasn't doing comedy yet. I had met this girl through game, but then once I got the girlfriend, I stopped doing game, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it just kind of became this thing where, like, we were just hanging out with each other nonstop, and we were so excited. But, like, outside of that, look at, like, Jay-Z and Beyonce, or famous actors.
Yeah. Or, like, even, like, famous business guys.
Yeah.
Like, we see movies and the girls, like, all over them, but then they're like, I want to do my thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, well, and with big actors, too, I think, like, I always look at, like, really famous couples like this, because obviously a lot of them fail. That definitely happens, I'm sure. You know,
Yeah.
like, it just does. But that's just like relationships in general fail. But I think that a lot of the times, two really busy people will have a really good relationship because and there's a lot of factors at play, definitely. But I think that it's like they come home and like they're kind of working on new projects. There's new things to talk about all the time. They're constantly like self-developing side by side.
Yeah, it makes the relationship more interesting and new.
Women don't want to be the center of your world. They consciously they think that they want that.
Yeah, but
logically they want to be your everything, but emotionally what they actually want is they want you to be like, you know, quote unquote on your purpose, on your grind, like you. A girl's gonna you could ask her right now, would you rather have a guy that travels around in this band and the band is everything to him, and he doesn't really pay that much attention to you, or would you rather have this guy that like caters to your every whim? There's gonna be a lot of girls out there that are like, I want a guy that's gonna serve me.
Right.
But really she wants you to be like way more to that band.
Yeah.
You
it's
know?
instant gratification, but after a while they're not gonna like it, you know.
Yeah, after a while you get sick of instant gratification.
Yeah, I get excited the more you talk about this band.
And you want a challenge. Yeah, you are. You get more excited about it.
I have like tears of joy thinking how awesome it's gonna be.
Tears of joy. And that's the thing too, man, is like, so I called the video inner game core concept. First of all, I kind of hate the term inner game. I actually kind of don't like it. What do you think? What do you think about the term?
I like it.
Do you?
It's more like, I don't know, it's like your subconscious.
Yeah.
Or your body language. It's like what's going on inside you. I don't know, what would you like better?
I don't like inner game because I think it's weird to relate like your self-dialogue and your emotions and your being and your consciousness to game. Because that's what inner game is. Inner game is like who you are, how you feel, your mental health, your mental well-being, your spiritual well-being, all this stuff. And then like, but that's part of your game. Like, it is part of your game, but I just think it's like, I just see this weird thing happening all the time where people are like, should I focus more on my inner game or my outer game? And I think it's like the idea of inner game, I think, is just kind of weird. I think it's like, focus on your own like mental, like your self-development and like your own mental well-being.
You're saying more so like like a feeling more versus like structuring it and making it like a practice regimen kind of thing.
Yeah. Exactly.
I agree with that.
Like inner game. I guess it's like you're gaming yourself internally in a way. Like you're working on like I don't know, I just think it's a weird term. But I used it, and like really the main point that I wanted to get to in this is just talking about how I've been told by so many different girls, like, they will be like, I love how passionate you are about it. Like, about anything. Because I will, like, I talk about paintball a lot in my videos. I bring up paintball all the time. Because paintball is like this weird thing that I used to be really into, and I'm about to get back into it again this spring and summer.
You should.
I used to be really, really into paintball, and it was such, like, an exciting part of my life that I will have, like, convinced the girls. Like, that date that I went on right over here a couple weeks ago, I will, like, convince girls that paintball is the best fucking thing in the world. They, like, want to play when I'm done talking to them about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're attracted to that. They're attracted to you, like, emoting kind of how much you care about something and, you know?
It's like they see you as an evolving person.
Yeah, evolution daily. Like, when you start talking to girls about your band, their pussies are gonna get wet.
Yeah.
You know?
I just gotta get to that point where I'm better.
You know what it is? This is what it
They
is.
don't want to see it, and they're like, "Where's it at? I don't got it yet."
Okay, for those watching, this is where the video gets good. I feel like at the beginning there, the video kind of sucked, but the video's about to get good right now, okay? So, this is what it is. Everyone's so lost, right? Think about how many people are probably watching this video right now, and are gonna watch this video, and just out in the world, that, like, they just don't really know what they want to do.
Yes.
Everyone's lost. We're like,
that's what I was gonna say earlier. No,
Yeah.
keep going.
Yeah, we're just like floating through life. And so you see these people, bingo, I'm about to fucking nail it. This is what it is. everyone's like floating through life, like wondering what should I do, and you're wondering so much because maybe you're not crazy passionate about something, right?
Yeah.
I was talking to you about my buddy Dominic, whose band just broke up. And I remember the other day actually telling you about when we were in 8th grade, and he fucking picked up a guitar and was
that kid.
infatuated.
I remember that.
Yes, infatuated from the beginning. There was no doubt that that was his passion now. And he just went from, I was there when his uncle gave him the guitar, and he was just kind of like fucking with it a little bit. And by the end of that night, he could play like a little song that he like made up himself.
Dang.
Yeah, like he was immediately good. And you were like, oh, that's his fucking passion. I knew guys in high school that, you know, they never made it with anything or whatever, but like their passion was skateboarding. It's like they were born for that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And when you see people that are like, yeah, like you see fucking Ryan Reynolds or these people that are like, yeah, I fucking 6th grade play and I knew I was going to be an actor. You're so envious of that. You're like, God damn, why don't I have that one thing that I'm like so into that I'm going to let that drive my fucking life now?
Right, you want that thing.
Yeah, like everyone wants it. And you think that there's something wrong with you if you don't have it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Because like, people will comment that shit all the time. I see it on like Gary Vaynerchuk's videos. Gary Vaynerchuk says, find what you love and like go all in on it. And people will be like, what if I don't know what I love yet or whatever? And it's fine. Like, it's fine if something doesn't like call out to you. So what I'm saying though is that when you do have that thing, like you with the band, or like me when I talk to these girls about like, you know, when I do find a girl that I'm transparent with about Evolution Daily, or when I'm talking about fucking paintball or like certain shit I want to do as far as travel and stuff like that, they're like, oh, this guy's got a fucking direction. And like subconsciously, everyone's like wanting more of a direction, so they're attracted to that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like being attracted to what you don't have.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, like wanting to be famous.
Yeah. Exactly. Like wanting to be famous, but it's like also just wanting to be secure. So then I'm like, remember how the other day we were talking about how like girls might not know that they're putting high heels on to get fucked, but it's like very indirect.
That might have been Trey.
No, it was me and you. I'm 100% positive.
Okay.
But you were comparing it to something else though, but then I used the high heels analogy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you were talking about like people that brag or something. You're talking about like white people, like kind of like rich white people, like maybe like your mom's friends or something like that. I forget what it was, but either way, so like in an indirect way, girls and people in general almost want like this passion, so that way they have a, so it's like they want this passion because they want a set course, and a set course means safety.
Yeah.
It means safety and certainty in a very unsafe and uncertain world.
That makes a lot of sense.
We're only chasing safety.
Because guys are always ones that have more hobbies. You know, guys are always
Yeah.
like doing stuff like working on cars or
Yeah.
playing guitar. Girls don't do stuff like that. They're always like shopping or... I'm not saying they don't.
Yeah.
I'm not like...
No, you're talking vast majorities.
Vast majority.
And you're 100% right.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, like...
How often do you really... I don't meet a lot of girls that are really into something.
Exactly.
A lot of girls... Dude, I don't know about you, but like the answer that I get from a lot of girls when you say, so like, what are you into? They'll be like, I mostly like work, Netflix... hang out with my friends. Like, they consider Netflix a hobby of theirs.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, Netflix is on their list of what they're into. Like, what the
Okay.
fuck?
Prime example.
Yeah.
I don't even know what my sister's hobbies are.
She doesn't have any.
She has little ones here and there, but she doesn't stick to them. My brother, I can name it right away. He loves fishing and outdoors.
Yep.
And, like, he sticks to that, and he's been doing it since he's a kid.
That's amazing. Yeah.
So it makes sense. That's why girls are attracted to guys, because, like, you just have a direction that
Whoa.
they don't have.
Wait. Yeah. So that's what it is. So wait. So let's figure out why are girls so... why are men so much more inclined? Because you're 100% right. Men are way more... I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Men are way more inclined to have, like, hobbies and passions than women. 100%.
Even if you're the most that guy,
Yeah.
I mean, you still have something that you like.
Dude, it's like
do.
infatuations. Even like chody loser guys might be infatuated with Yu-Gi-Oh! We are way
Or,
more
like-
likely to get obsessed.
Or computers or something, you know?
Yeah.
Not the guys that do computers are losers, but or like chodes, but
No, I get it. You're totally right.
you know,
though.
it's just a common.
No, 100%. Or like tech, whatever the fuck it is. And they'll kind of go all in on some shit.
Right.
Whereas girls, and yes, obviously we're speaking in massive generalizations, but I think this is an accurate generalization. I do not meet a lot of girls. When I look at a lot of the dates that I've been on with girls, or the girls that I've slept with, or fuck buddies, or girlfriends, or whatever, like, it's very rare that they really have something outside of work that they're really into.
Yeah, it's like they're just following it because that's what society tells you to do, and it's like, okay, they just work hard at it.
Yeah. And then they cope. They work, dude.
Girls are really good at coping.
Ooh, they're so good at coping. But you know what? In this world, it's so easy to cope, bro.
But you know what? Okay, so my class in high school, all the guys were like fucking misfits. Like, they didn't get good grades. I was part of this. But all the girls were just like, they were coping. They got really good grades, but the guys were always fucking around. But the guys had, you know, like, guys are just, they think outside the box kind of thing. It's like, it's like, I could be doing more than this high school work. Like, this isn't right. I just don't want to do it like people tell me to do it. Like, kind of thing.
Yeah. No,
I don't know if that's...
No, it is. Like, no, it makes sense. Like, lower to medium levels of success are almost coping mechanisms in a lot of circumstances.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so that girl, like, a girl, or anybody in high school, okay, that maybe, like, did, like, really well or something, it wasn't necessarily that they were, like, really driven or really that smart or whatever, but their life was just way easier by doing well.
Yes.
Sometimes, you know what I mean? I feel like I had a really, my parents had a very, like, good duality of, like, raising me, where they were like, okay, you can't be a fuck up, but they also kind of let me do my own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is what it was. This is the best way I can explain, like, the way my parents were with me. Is they let me do whatever I wanted until I fucked up. Then it was bad. So they gave me a lot of freedom, which made me less likely to rebel, honestly, I think. Because I didn't get into, like, hard drugs when I was young or anything like that. Or, like, you know, I knew kids when we were, like, 14 or 15 that were, like, doing fucked up shit. So my parents would let me go run off with, like, Steven and Dominic, all, like, my fucking best friends. And we'd be running around the neighborhood, like, doorbell ditching and stuff. But they'd let me go off and do this without checking in and stuff like that until the one time that we vandalized the fuck out of my friend Curtis's house. Eggs, milkshakes, mulch, everything at their house, and I got arrested for it, and then they grounded the fuck out of me for like a month. They made me write an apology letter, all this stuff. So it was like it was a really good balance of like freedom to like be my own person and do what I want, and then like, but if I fucked up, it was like, you can't.
There's boundaries.
Like, what are you fucking doing, type shit.
Right.
And I feel like that's almost like a really good way to parent, maybe.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's how my parents did it. It's kind of like they leave it up to you to kind of make the wise decisions and stuff.
Whereas I know a lot of kids, dude, or I know, like, I mean, now they're fucking grown-ass men. We're fucking 26 years old. But, like, I know a lot of guys that when we were kids in high school, their parents were very, very strict. And they did great in high school. They did great. And maybe they even went on and graduated perfectly in 4 years. Maybe they even had some college credit done already and graduated in 3 years, whatever. But they're kind of fucking weird now.
Or some of them don't even find jobs, too.
Yeah, they end up doing something very mediocre, and they're kind of weird in, like, this, like, way where it's like, okay, cool, so, like, you crushed it in high school, and I graduated with, like, maybe, like, a 1.5. I had a very low GPA in high school. I didn't give a fuck.
I had a 1.9.
I think I graduated with a 1.5, dude. I'm not even kidding. You had a less than a 2.0 also?
It was like 1.9 my senior year.
But you know what's funny? Like, I feel like when people talk to us, though, like, they know that, like, we're kind of, like, geniuses in a way.
I don't know about that.
I think so.
Certain ways I am.
I think that I'm, like, an evil genius. In a lot of ways. But I just, when I was in high school, I just really knew that I was never, dude, I've always known I was never going to do anything normal. Like, always.
Yeah, I guess I could say that too. It's like you're rebellious. It's like the rebellious people end up doing different things, you know?
Yeah. Well, and it's like there's ways to circumnavigate having to do bullshit that you don't want to do. You know? Like, there's ways. Like, I was telling you about that fucking dude in my Snapchat earlier that was showing his basketball winnings. Dude made fucking $14,000 yesterday because he's a master basketball gambler.
Yeah.
In college basketball only. He does not gamble, like, during the summer and shit like that. He is literally off the whole summer or whatever. But at this time, especially like March Madness, this dude is up like practically 24/7, looking at like the spread of different cities, because he'll be putting in bets in like China and shit.
Shit.
You know what I mean?
So he's making big bucks then.
Oh, he's crazy. He's insane. And that dude figured a way to fucking, you know what I mean? I'm getting paid a bunch of money this weekend to go do a one-on-one boot camp in Houston doing something I fucking love. I love teaching pickup.
Damn straight.
I'm gonna go fucking have the best weekend ever and
Houston will be a good time.
Yeah, and make good. It's during rodeo. We're going to this Blink-182 concert on Thursday.
That's gonna be badass. I wonder what it's like.
It's gonna be amazing. Like, I'm figuring out a way to make a fucking living off of some shit that I love to do. I love making videos. I love pickup. I combined the two. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm doing now, and I'm like helping people. I'm like helping these guys. These guys are like fucking emailing me and commenting like, "Oh my god, dude, I was such a fucking chode. I found your videos. I love this shit. Now I'm fucking talking to girls all the time." You know what I mean? It's like, damn, dude. Like, dicks are going into pussies because of me. Children will be born because of me. Marriages will happen because of me.
It's true.
Yeah. If you guys are watching this right now and you're digging this content, give me a thumbs up. Give me a like right now. Like this fucking vid. But, so, we've gotten into... So, okay, the big thing that I think we were hitting on there was realizing how much women want safety, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that the passion and the certainty, that's what it is. Safety lies in certainty, right?
Yes.
Dude, if you knew that you had a rich grandfather, and your grandfather told you, said, Ryan, I'm getting very old. I'm like 95 years old now. And I just want you to know, like, you're in my will, and, I'm a millionaire, and you're going to be getting, $400,000 in a couple of years.
You're right.
You'd feel pretty cool about whatever you do financially over the next couple of years.
Yeah, you wouldn't give a fuck.
You'd be you wouldn't be stressed about a lot of stuff when it comes to finances. You know what I mean?
Right.
I could be kind of going broke, but then just know, like, oh, well, Grandpa's going to die soon, and I'm getting $400,000. So, certainty is what creates safety. And women want safety so bad that that's why women go after providers, right? Provider dudes. Women will fuck the guy that they're sexually attracted to throughout their 20s, and then they start to get in their late 20s or whatever, and they go more for the provider. Which is why the lawyer, the boring-ass lawyer, will end up marrying the model when he's fucking 34.
That makes sense, too, because, like, people that like one guy, he's got a lot of people on his side. That means safety.
Mm-hmm.
Safety in numbers kind of thing.
Yeah.
Social value.
Yeah, social value. Social market value, they call it. Your SMV, your social market value. That's why, dude, like, I was talking that one night about how fucking me, you, Hodge, and Jim, I think it was, we were, like, standing around in Standard, and I was like, man, we're all, like, really, like, well-dressed, like, we were all, like, looking good, like, standing around. I felt like we were, like, bosses that night. I feel like we had a higher social market value that night.
Dude, it really does boil down to safety.
Right?
Like, you can almost use that for everything. Everything I'm thinking of right now, safety just kind of like...
Give me some examples.
Like being rich.
Yep, safety.
Being rich, having money means that you can provide things, and then you also can pay other people to do things for you.
Yep.
Being a rock star, you have social value. There's lots of people that like you got money, blah, blah.
Yep.
There's safety because, like, someone fucks with you, he's got bouncers. I mean, just, like, little things that subconsciously,
You know that you could call in some favors. If you're the lead singer of Fall Out Boy and then you go, like, poor or something, you could start a Kickstarter and be like, guys, I'm completely poor. If you've ever loved my music, please donate, and I'll, like, write a new album or something. And he'll raise over $1 million for an album. So you feel safety kind of in, like, your fan base or something like that, you know?
So could love and safety kind of indirectly be, like, connected to each other somehow?
Yes, 100%.
Because people love you.
Yeah.
But the fact that people love you is safety.
Dude, so I'm going to make this video. Listen, I'm going to make this video eventually, okay? There's a Taylor Swift song. I'm going to make a video about this Taylor Swift song eventually. And she says in this song, she talks all about how... So the song is all about how there's this guy that she's seeing, and he's such a gentleman. Mm-hmm. She's like, you talk business with my father, you get the door for me, you meet me out at dinner and you're there before me, like you pay, and like all this stuff. She talks about this like amazing guy that she's dating, and he's such a gentleman and he's perfect. But then the chorus is all about how she misses the other guy that she says like screaming and fighting and kissing in the rain. It's 4 a.m. and I'm cursing your name. Like, it's all about how like she misses like this crazy like passionate feud that she would have with this guy. Because basically they would fuck and then fight and make up and fuck and fight and make up over and over again, kind of. Kind of like what you see a little bit of with me and the one girl. It's kind of like that. And so girls they want that. That's what they truly want. But then in time, life becomes more complicated and uncertain. And so then they'll go with that more provider guy, the guy at the beginning of the song.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden you're 35 and you still don't have like this crazy drive, or maybe you do, but like you just want that companionship and that safety.
Right. But I could see like how when you're young as being a girl, you want to go for that kind of like bad boy.
Yeah.
Because like those types of personalities, those guys either make it big or they make it small, and it's worth taking that chance to see what would happen.
Dude, I've said for fucking ever now that I'm literally either going to end up like a multimillionaire throughout a number of ventures or like homeless on the streets of Thailand. There's no in between. I'm either going to like make it and scale my businesses so big that like they'll end up, if they crash, then I crash and fail and die.
Right.
Pretty much. Or I just keep making it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's no like middle of the road for me. And I feel like there's a lot of people out there, and those are the ones like okay, pay attention to this. And if you're watching this right now, give this some thumbs up. But I'm about to hit something that'll like blow your guys' mind, okay? So check this out. So who do we respect in our society? We respect Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk. That's a really good example of what I'm about to say, actually. Donald Trump. He's not a good example, actually, of what I'm about to say. But certain musicians, certain entertainers, there's all these people we respect in society, right? Mm-hmm. So check this out. This is going to blow your guys' minds, all right? So we respect all of these high members of society. Now, a lot of them have autobiographies, or they've done interviews, right? And they talk about when they were younger, and they talk about the shit that they did. Perfect examples here. Richard Branson, basically just chucking any idea. I read Losing My Virginity by Richard Branson, which is one of the only autobiographies I've ever read, and it's incredible. But he did a bunch of shit when he was younger, like basically just fucking refusing, like punting any sort of normal existence, and just trying to get this stupid little school paper to take off, trying to do this like mail order record thing. He just had like failed idea after failed idea after failed idea that would kind of lead into something or whatever. Steve Jobs, doing acid all the time, sleeping on his friends' apartment floors, whatever.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. Dude, Steve Jobs was poor as fuck. I
didn't know the acid part.
He tripped on acid all the time.
That's awesome.
On the reg. He's like a legit hippie. Dude, Apple's like psychedelic. Like when you really look at like the designs of like Apple products.
The multicolors and stuff, yeah.
Everything about Apple. Steve Jobs is like the father of typography, which is basically like cool font. Like deciding like, oh, I don't just want to look at the same like Times New Roman kind of shit.
Oh, yeah, or Capricorn or something.
Yeah, stuff like that, yeah. But this is what I'm getting at, okay? Really famous entrepreneurs, all these people. You look at them now, you look at the final product, and you're like, wow, what I wouldn't give to be like that guy, whatever. But then, if you look at their autobiographies or whatever, what they actually did when they were younger, you will shit on your friends, not people like us. The general public, the unthinking masses, will shit on their friends that are doing those things.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you look at Steve Jobs' story. So if you're like an unthinking mass kind of guy, and you're looking at Steve Jobs' story, man, successful entrepreneur, I want to crush it, whatever. But then you've got a friend from high school that you went to high school with, and he's just eating acid all the time and sleeping on couches, but he's learning some shit still. You're probably unthinking masses kind of guy. Dude, get your fucking life together.
Right.
And he tells you like, dude, I'm really trying to like educate myself on like some new technologies. You're like, dude, what are you fucking doing? Get your shit together. Mm-hmm. Because that finished product isn't apparent yet. Because they don't see the road. Like, you could see the road very clearly, but they don't see your potential road. So, like, you with your band, okay? You could get pretty good at guitar. Okay, so say that you get really good at guitar. Mm-hmm. And there's something in your brain that kind of clicks about the music industry. And maybe you can't really put it into words. But there's something that you kind of understand about what it takes to go mainstream
Right.
and have some songs pop off. And again, it's like artistic, it's abstract, you can't really put it into words, but you see a road where you're like, I think I could actually do this. But your
Yeah.
parents don't see it, your friends don't see it, your cousins don't see it, so you're 35 now and you still haven't popped, and they say to you, Ryan, what are you fucking doing? What are you doing,
Because
dude?
you're not following the regular routine that everybody else
Yeah,
does.
what are you doing, man? You're fucking 35, still doing a band?
Right.
Forget the I don't know if hundreds or thousands, hundreds of bands that took way longer
Oh, man.
and then popped.
Thousands.
You know what I mean? Big Sean has a lyric. He says, yeah, I guess it happened. They say it happened overnight. Shit, yeah, I guess. I guess it took 10 years for me to be an overnight success.
Wow.
Because people called him an overnight success, and he's like, motherfucker, I've been rapping for 10 years. Like, I've been putting out music for 10 years, and you guys...
So it really wasn't overnight.
No, exactly. So even though there's a ton of examples of, like, bands doing what you want to do, they don't see the road possible for you, so they're going to shit on you.
Mm-hmm.
But someday, fucking 20 years from now, when you're huge, people will look at your autobiography or whatever, or your path, because you talked about it in a 60 Minutes interview, and they'll be like, man, what I wouldn't give to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And also, too, another big point, is the reason why so many people do, like, things that are awful for them is because their brains don't see they don't see the lane available to them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, like me, I'm very driven when it comes to business and all these different things because I feel like I have something in my mind that, like, clicks in a way where I'm like, oh, I can actually do this. And it's not like a blind confidence, because I meet a lot of people that have a blind confidence where they're like, I can do it. And then you get
Yeah.
to talking to them about, like, oh, so, like, what
There's
are, like,
no
so what is your actual, there's no base.
strategy or anything.
Yeah, there's no, like, I just really think, like, I can do what I put my mind to. Okay, cool. So you've been, like, studying a lot on, like, marketing, and you think that, like, this app idea that you have really has a lot of value in the market, and you've, like, really tested the possibility of selling it. No, it's just, like, a really cool idea, and I think that everyone... Shut up, then.
That's me right now.
Well, you're in
I just
art.
want to get laid, bro.
You're in
I
art,
just want to
though.
get laid.
But people will do horrible things because they don't see it. If somebody were to come to me right now and be like, yo, do you want to do heroin? I'm going to be like, no, because that's a dumb thing to do, and, like, I feel like I'm going to, like, do something with my life. But if I had no lane, like, if my brain didn't see the lane possible for me to have, like, a successful tomorrow of any kind, why not? You know what I mean? Why the fuck not do some heroin? That's why people... Bro, this is why fat people say fat. You know why I was fat forever? Because I was so fat that I didn't see the lane possible for me to actually get thin.
Yeah, you don't have that vision of what it's like not to be fat kind of thing.
Yeah, you don't have, like, the before. It's like the difference between losing your vision at age 5 and then being born blind.
Yeah.
You'd rather be born blind, probably. I would assume.
It's like game. Like, if you don't know what it's like to be abundant and be getting laid with hot girls, then it's like seeing that lane is like almost impossible.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. They see it and that's why, dude, I've had some infields that are not even good, bro. Like, they're okay. They're alright infields. And motherfuckers will get on there and be like, this is fucking fake. I think you messed up your line at minute 2:03. What the
Right.
fuck? I'm like, are you kidding? This is like a pretty fucking standard interaction and you're calling it fake. And it's because some of these guys are just so socially incapable of even having that sort of a conversation. That's where I got the idea for Engage.
Right.
Because people always say, like, how do you always have something to say? How do you always have a comeback? How do you never run out of things to say? And I was like, I want to teach that.
Yeah.
Like, I want to teach you how to do that. So that's where I came up with the idea for Engage. So that way these guys that don't see it possible for them, they can then realize, oh, if I work on my fucking $1 million mouthpiece enough and work on some technique as far as, like, sexually escalating, different techniques that I lay out in the program for, like, vibing, oh, now I can do that too. I can
Yeah.
actually fucking fuck girls. These guys don't realize, like, you're capable of fucking girls. You know what I mean?
It's true. Yeah.
Like, it's so crazy. I didn't think I was capable of fucking hot girls. I talked about it in a video the other day, how, like, me and my buddy Dale, he's, like, one of my best friends, we were sitting there one time when I was, like, 18 or 19, and I was talking about, like, man, I really want to fuck oh, God. I almost said, like, her full name. Courtney from high school, whatever. And he was just randomly said to me, my buddy Dale, he was like, yeah, but you're never gonna, like, fuck a hot girl. I was like, yeah, I know. I accepted it. I literally did. I was like, it was this weird moment where I was like, I know. I just accepted that I would never actually fuck a hot girl. Because I was just fat and gross.
You know what? When you say that, I accepted that you could get laid by a hot girl.
Mm.
When I seen a guy in college that was like 300 pounds, 6 foot,
Oh.
getting way hotter girls than me. And
Wow.
I'm just thinking, this guy's got something going on. And I knew just by looking at him and like, he's not in sports, like he's not doing anything crazy. He just looks like that guy that just has it, you know?
Mm.
And that's kind of the moment when I was like, you can get hot girls.
Interesting. See, I never had that. I never had, like, the ugly guy, I guess, that I saw getting chicks. I always saw that I would end up fucking hot girls by... Dude, I would watch HBO, and late at night on HBO, the Bunny Ranch, show would come on. It's this really high-class prostitution, what do you call it, a brothel in Vegas.
Ooh, that's actually interesting.
It's like $2,000 or something for like an hour with like their top girls.
Wow.
But their top girls are models. You would be going through
Right.
Maxim and it would be like that kind of a girl.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they're stunners.
Porn
So I used to
stars and
always
shit.
think like, yeah, like porn stars and stuff. I used to always think like I'd fuck hot prostitutes when I got older.
Yeah.
And now like I've legit fucked girls that like have the like I would say I've fucked a couple of girls now that could be in fucking Maxim or something.
They're pretty hot.
They're
like,
pretty
if they
fucking
really
hot.
if they touch themselves up and did like a little work.
If they did what they do in Maxim, which is kind of the airbrush and the perfect outfit and the lighting and stuff like that, like they could fucking do that. And it's like, I always talk about that. I always talk about how like, there's been times where I'm like fucking certain girls and I'm just like, I can't even believe it. I'm so blown away. I'm like, this really fucking works. Like, oh my fucking God. Like, you're just so blown away by what becomes possible for you. And that's so motivating. You feel so good from that. So yeah, passion's really important in inner game. I want to double check this real quick and see if it's still going live. Okay, good, it is. Fuck yeah.
That was another thing I was going to ask you about.
What?
You made any videos about Insta dates, like for day game and stuff?
No, I'll cover that soon. I'm just going to go ahead and end this video because it's gone on really long. But I hope you guys really enjoyed that. I do have an instant date on the channel, though. I have a few instant dates, I think, on the channel.
From day game?
I've got 2 day game instant dates on the channel, yeah. 2, maybe 3. Definitely 2, though, that I can think of. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. This was just a very free-form conversation between me and my roommate. And, you know, I really hope that you guys found some value in this video. I would really love it if you guys liked the vid and definitely commented below on, I don't know, maybe just something you'd like to see in the format of live videos. If you are into this at all, if you enjoyed it, whatever, just comment something below. Give me your thoughts. If you hated it, tell me that. Just comment something below and let me know, because I'm just now starting to play around with YouTube Live. As you can probably tell, I have a pretty natural flow for live video. That's one of the big things I cover in Engage, is how I flow like this and how I've basically gotten out of my own way and stopped filtering myself so fucking much. And that has led to me being able to like freely communicate in a way that's effective. But comment something below. Let me know how you feel about this shit. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Thanks for doing the vid with me.
I enjoyed it.